Sorry, I can't give you the titles of these because I'm not looking at the vinyl, the liner notes because I don't have the album. God, I can't wait to go vinyl shopping and start collecting vinyl again. Like when I went to high school, me and my mom I was catching up with my mom's album collection because she had probably 400 or 500. I caught up by the time I graduated. Nah, graduated high school. I know by the time I was in my second year of college, I probably I was pilfering some of hers. Of course, she knew about it, but we didn't talk about it. Because I was working, I would practice her stuff, and then God, the White Album, the Beatles' White Album. You know, I did not ever really work on that album. I just listened to it. Like, I mean, I was crazy about that album. That and the Revolver, but I didn't really work on the music. I was just digesting the music, just studying it, mostly listening to the recording quality and what they were doing in the studio. And see, at that, previous to that, when I was in middle school, my grandfather, excuse me, was teaching me how to. He was teaching me sound engineering, basically. I don't know if he knew what he was doing or if I knew what he was doing, but it was a lifetime worth valuable information and lessons what he taught me um, on the, this, the science of sound. His reel to reel, he was teaching me reel to reel, and he was showing me how he was instilling it in me, planting the seeds in me on how the quality of the music that you record from vinyl to reel on that tape, such a good quality sound. And he said, this will preserve your records. Your records might melt, they might be stolen, whatever the case. On a reel to reel, you can record up to 4 albums. That's roughly an hour per vinyl. A little bit less, 30 minutes on each side, roughly. Most back then in the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, you're getting about 25, sometimes less, on each side of an album. But you're preserving it on a reel to reel, and that reel to reel, it's secure from the weather, and it lasts. And the sound, the analog quality of the sound was so beautiful. When you, like Bjork says, when you just get lost under the headphones, and you just hear that sound, and where the sounds, the quality of each instrument, because back then they had quadraphonic sound on records. You'd get that on recorded on a tape, and there was might be the bass over there, the drums, the vocals, lead guitar, and then if you were the mixer, the sound engineer, twirling it around and throwing it here and there and having it above your head, and that surround sound. This was already being done back in the 40s and 50s, 50s, 60s. I learned how a album should sound after it's been mastered and recorded, and you're ready to release it and distribute it. How a quality recording should, how your music, if you've composed a piece of music, arranged and performed, how it's supposed to sound when you put your instrument down and walk out of that studio room, take the headphones off, and just listen by yourself. What will give you heart peace and your ears salivating because you're so happy and so proud of your composition coming out as it should when you have a good engineer working on your music. And that's my thought on recording. I love being in the musical laboratory of sound, and when you have good quality equipment, gear that you're running your guitar, your instruments through, your voice, whatever, and what you should expect before you release that album to the public. What you don't want to release to your audience and to your fans, and what they are expecting, because they don't know what they should hear sometimes. Only you should. You have a good evening. Bye bye. And by the way, I'm Gene Myers.